and welcome to another episode of SCNS Live. Here. Hi.
Right here.
Right here. How's it going? How's it going, everybody?
Oh, I'm all jazzed up.
We're all jazzed up.
All jazzed up.
Why don't I go ahead and introduce myself with my compatriots first of all. Hello, my name is Cass, and to my right.
Hi, I'm Cora. I'm a ball of energy.
Jason.
Oh yeah, I got a producer thing over here. Hang on. Jason. Hey, what's up, everybody?
I'm so sorry. I didn't do my intro. Day. Making all the knobs look good is Jason.
Making all the what the?
Yeah.
Making
the knobs look good. Producing all the switches. Jason.
We're going to talk about switches. We're going to talk about switches today.
We are going to talk about switches today. How has everyone's week been so far?
Let's see. No new toys this week. Surprise. Wait, why are there no new toys this week? What's wrong with me?
How could they do this to you?
I need to get the D&D popcorn bucket from a certain theater that we may have shit on this very program at one point.
Listen, I need to go see that movie. I need to go see that movie so bad.
I just want it's a $35 popcorn bucket.
I don't.
Holy shit!
It's a big closable D20. I don't care, man.
I keep telling him that someone's gonna make a 3D file of this.
I don't want a 3D.
You can pay less for it and still eat popcorn out of it.
Have you seen how 3D prints go? Look,
Yes.
I'm not gonna put food in those. I want,
Then line it with something and do it.
Oil crafted plastic like my toys.
No, there are food safe 3D prints.
Yes.
Wait, what theater is doing this?
AMC.
Of course they are.
Yes.
Of course it's
and
AMC.
And they have a mug too. So.
Of course they do. I worked for Cinemark.
I'm not gonna watch the movie there. I'm just gonna walk in, buy the popcorn bucket,
and get out.
Sorry, the movie's this way. I don't look at
for
this.
I need to see that movie so bad. I finished Until Dawn this week. Actually, I've been doing a playthrough of Until Dawn with one of my friends, and I've finished. I saved only 3 people, which is not a great record, but it's my first time playing, so I don't feel bad. And I started The Quarry, which is one of their other games, and immediately killed 2 people. I think it was unavoidable, though. I hope it was unavoidable.
I had my first meeting with the Suikoden Day committee. So we're starting the planning for Suikoden Day this year.
Do you know what day?
We do not have a set week, because Suikoden Day lasts a week, so it's kind of a little bit of a misleading name.
Wouldn't you just name it? Okay.
I'm being brought in, like, many years later.
It's like how your birthday lasts the whole month.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We don't have a date. Our plan is that once we know what day the remasters are being released, we will plan it for 2 weeks after, which gives all the new fans time to come in, and then they can join us in celebration.
What is it being released on? I don't remember.
Switch, PlayStation.
Okay, so I can't play it. Okay.
Steam.
Everything.
Everything.
Okay, so I can get it on my PC and start playing it.
Yes.
If I'm not too busy murdering my own characters in The Quarry.
Just remove the Quarry.
Sorry, can't have that anymore. I also recently finished my playthrough of Horizon Forbidden West, so lots of video games. Yeah, just in time for Lance Reddick too.
We have more to talk about too.
We do have more to talk about. Speaking of which, let's kick it off with some super cool nerd news.
So, to start the show off, kind of like just a discussion piece of some actual bad news we got today as E3 has announced that this year's show is canceled. After a year of announcing, we back.
Mm-hmm.
But the reasoning behind this is like really depressing, man.
Yeah.
So this is a lot of outlets are reporting right now, and we've had a statement released from Kyle Martson Kish, the global VP of gaming. This was a difficult decision because of all the effort we and our partners put towards making this event happen, but we had to do what's right for the industry and what's right for E3. We appreciate and understand that the interested companies wouldn't have playable demos ready and that resource and challenges made being at E3 this summer an obstacle they couldn't overcome. For those who did commit to E3 2023, we're sorry we can't put on the showcase you deserve and that you've come to expect from Reed Pop's event experiences. But the one line that got me was that E3 remains a beloved event and brand that simply did not garner the sustained interest necessary to execute it in a way that would showcase the size, strength, and impact of our industry. Yikes. I got no words. That just sounds like no one wanted to play with us.
I don't think they are talking about consumers.
You don't think? I don't know. I don't think they're talking about consumers either.
I think
they're talking about the industry.
Can we go ahead and call E3 the Netflix of gatherings?
Ooh.
Because when Netflix first came out, they were the only people on the scene, and they were going along strong. And then everyone in the world said, I see that pile of money that you have over there. It would be a shame if we branched off and did our own thing. And everybody that used to exhibit at E3 is now doing their own thing. Microsoft has a showcase. PlayStation has a showcase. PlayStation and Sony might have separate showcases.
Nintendo does Switch Direct.
Exactly.
But not even just that, because they mentioned playable demos too.
Yeah.
We have like we have PAX East and PAX West and PAX South, and like we just had PAX East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had playable demos for a lot of games.
But they're also, I think, like people are making playable demos for their own thing instead of committing to having it by E3. And so I think it was kind of inevitable, but I don't want to go to or even sit through 15 different showcases a year for everything that I could possibly have an interest in. I would rather sit through 3 or 4 that had everything. We come together and we watch, what's coming next for video games. And I'm really sad that that's going away.
Yeah, like I like E3. I like that people would usually save all their like big announcements either for their own thing, because they would still save some stuff for their own thing.
Yeah.
But they would announce like special stuff at E3.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm concerned, I guess, for indie games, because the more of these showcases that are specifically branded, I feel like the more we're not going to see they're not going to showcase somebody else's game that happens to be released on their system.
yeah.
They're just going to do their own big games, and so I'm really worried about games like Celeste and Hollow Knight, that some of my favorite games of all time that were released on multiple platforms and got to showcase at these events. And that's where all their hype came from. That's why Hollow Knight was one of the most well-received games in a long time that was that small.
I really like, and that, to branch off slightly, that's why I like Nintendo a lot. They do an indie showcase specifically to show off the indie games that are on their platform. I want other people to do that if we're going to be doing this whole we play on our own playground thing.
Damn it, Nintendo, make me like you. You pull a bunch of stuff that I don't like, but no, that is really nice that they do that.
Yeah, and a lot of it, like, and they give them the time they deserve. Like, they give them at least like a minute to showcase like video game, like the gameplay and stuff.
Absolutely. What about you, Jason? Are you sad that all the cool things are going away, or are you happy that this cool thing went away?
I have some fond memories of E3, and those are now gone. Those experiences. I mean, I still got the experiences, but we're not going to have that anymore. We're not going to be waiting around to see when someone's I don't know. It seemed like we've probably discussed it on the show before. This is kind of where it was going to go.
Yeah.
Especially with Sony and Microsoft pulling out of it.
Yeah.
That's the two big names. For them both to pull out, I've been saying a lot of pull out on this show. I knew the end was coming.
Yeah.
And we still also don't have confirmation that they will never have another show.
Just that this year's show is definitely canceled.
This year's show is canceled. And it's very possible that we could still have E3 next year, which is the hope that I'm clinging to, because I don't want it to go away.
Well, we always have QuakeCon. QuakeCon, I'm looking right at you.
You gotta be in person this year, QuakeCon. You
Please.
gotta be in person
Don't
this year.
leave me.
I love you so. And that's the thing that actually really surprised me about this announcement is it's 2023. We're just now, I mean, here in Texas, we have more normalcy than most of the world has because people decided to stop wearing masks. But like, I feel like this is the first year that we can really say that we're mostly post-pandemic.
I've heard from scientists who I know and trust that we're pretty much out of it, and love and maybe squeeze a little. Anyway, it's my wife. Anyway,
I was about to say love and touch
short
and
skirt,
squeezing.
long jacket.
Yeah,
Anyway. But disappointing day. Hopefully, maybe with some restructuring, like Cora said, we will see E3 in some other capacity in the future. But for now, from the horse's mouth, it is not happening this year.
Disappointing. Cora, do you got anything video game related to raise our spirits a little bit?
I do.
Okay.
I have some stuff from the PAX East panel for Final Fantasy 16. So I have some stuff about it. First of all, the most important thing that we needed to know: you can pet the dog.
Jesus.
I'm very excited you can pet the dog because it's not just like a little head pat.
Mm-hmm.
You literally just kneel down and like scruff the face and ears and like an actual pet.
What if you accidentally attack the dog?
You do not kill the dog.
Okay.
The dog does look sad though.
So this isn't Last of Us 2.
No. See, they had Yoshi P there along with Koji Fox, who is Yoshi P is the producer and Koji Fox is the localization expert for it. They had them out there. They were actually playing the game for everyone to see. So we got to see a lot of the gameplay for it. It looks, it's so pretty.
That's my type of man.
That is Clive. That is our main character.
I thought this was a sequel to Devil May Cry for a second.
Right?
Yeah. No, he's absolutely gorgeous. We still have like the open world like free range fighting. I don't remember what it's called. I'm just gonna call it free range fighting.
Free range fighting.
Yeah, free range fighting.
Open world?
Open world.
But things can be open world, but close combat.
Free
Yeah.
range
Instead of it
fighting.
being turn-based combat or like you going into another screen to fight stuff, you just fight stuff in the overworld.
I just like the idea of free range fighting.
I like free range fighting.
That's my.
I like my fighting to be. I like my fighting to be grass fed and free range.
And apparently, is able to get it anywhere. But go ahead.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
The load times are very fast. Like we saw in person, like 3 to 4 seconds.
Ooh.
Yeah, like they counted down 1, 2, 3, load. You can, if you are streaming the game, you can change how your graphics display is, like like whenever you want.
Okay, yeah.
So if you want to change it from like the high graphics to frame rate instead, you can do that in game at any point you want. You don't have to like log out of the game and like all that stuff. This is something that I thought was very interesting, and it's not something I've really seen in games before. Your gear determines your fighting style, and not in a like, oh, you have an axe now instead of a sword.
Mm-hmm.
If you have certain accessories, for example, you now go into like a timed maneuver so you can dodge better. So you have to like hit a button specifically to like move out of it and stuff. Yeah. You can also switch it to an auto attack mode. I'm putting that in air quotes because you're still having to hit a button, but now all of your attacks are the same button. So if you're having trouble with like keeping track of all the buttons, one attack button.
I mean, I am here for accessibility always.
Yes. So you can easily do that, and again, that's something you can switch on and off whenever you want. Mm-hmm. If you want to play the game in hard mode, just take off all the accessories. That's how they're gonna. I'm sure there may be other ways they handle hard mode, but like if you want to do hard mode, just take off the accessories and fight stuff. I'm like, that sounds like fun. Not really.
I'm eager for another Final Fantasy game. We've been waiting on this one for a while. I still remember when you first brought this story to the show.
I haven't told you the coolest part yet.
It comes out tomorrow.
No. It doesn't come out.
Then that's not the coolest part.
Until later this year. You fight as a primal. You can fight as the summons, like Ifrit. You can fight as Ifrit. I saw that in the gameplay. And
because I haven't played a Final Fantasy since maybe 10 or 10-2. So when you say that, I'm picturing the like Final Fantasy 8 or 9 version of Ifrit and Shiva and Bahamut and all that. Oh, love it.
Their designs haven't changed too much. Yoshi P is a very big fan of like the older Final Fantasies and like the classic stories and stuff. Yeah. So this game is going to have a lot of those elements.
Nice.
Also the save screen. This is just a fun little Easter egg. Instead of having portraits of your party members in the save file, you have the little like old school sprites.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, they went to the save menu and they had to like pause for a second because everyone got really excited about it.
Absolutely. That's a callback. I like that.
Yeah. And finally, for streamers specifically, we can see what accessories you're wearing. It's up in the top left of the screen, which is also good because that means that you as players will know what accessories you have without having to go to the start menu and look. Yeah. But it also means that you can't lie to us. Oh. You can't lie and say, "Oh no, I'm just this good," and you have the little active time.
Yeah. That, ooh, would I want to lie to my streamer? I don't know.
No, there are some that have like it's something that was a problem in 14. So
fair enough. Fair enough.
Just like would be petty.
Yeah. But
I didn't cover everything. That panel was an hour long, and I didn't even get to watch all of it.
Okay, I think we fixed our audio issue. I'm gonna do like a test from here, just to see if I can hear it. We're still on break video.
But like in a sexy way, right? We're on break video in a sexy way.
Wow, that sounds really tingy. I don't know.
But like in a sexy way, right? We're on break video.
Well, that actually sounds really good.
Turn it down on OBS a little bit, maybe.
Okay, well, it's just me then. Okay, I brought it down to OBS a little bit.
All right,
We're just
we'll
now
see if that works.
Dipping into the yellow a little bit. Okay, I think we fixed it. I hope that sounds better because we have D&D this weekend.
So we do have D&D this weekend.
I'm so sorry to interrupt your story like that. I just didn't want our audience to be robbed of the delicious tones and sounds of our voices now.
All right. I will continue talking if you will continue checking just for another few seconds to see if I'm still okay. So, Tears of the Kingdom. Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. There were 2 new mechanics. One of them was a way to kind of shoot through the air. How we doing, Jason?
Yeah, we're sounding good. We're sounding
good. There were 2 new mechanics that I wanted to highlight. One is called Ascend, which is a way to basically shoot up through the roof of wherever you are, which will take care of the climbing mechanic that we all hated, climbing through the rain, which was especially the worst. And then Fuse. Fuse is a really interesting mechanic where you can combine 2 things. You can combine an arrow and something that freezes to create an ice arrow. You can create a boat, as we saw in the demo.
That one I was mistaken before we went to show. It's like just part of the hand.
Like, what's part of the hand?
The being able to make like a boat. It's not Fuse. It's something different, but.
Gotcha. So you can create all types of different things. I think is really interesting. And my question is, did they make essentially Breath of the Wild's playable? Did they do that? Did they actually make Breath of the Wild's like a decent game? Could they have possibly made Breath of the Wild a decent game that I might like to play and not get extremely angry every time I played it? Cora, do you think that they made a finally decent, halfway okay game? Is that what you think of it?
Yeah.
Need you to agree with me that Breath of the Wild was bad.
I had fun with Breath of the Wild, but I also know that I have like big, thick nostalgia glasses for Zelda.
I do too.
And I will play the dumbest stuff. But I never finished it because don't give me that look.
No, I'm trying to understand all this Breath of the Wild slander over here from this heathen.
I thought I was going to get her with that.
Yeah. People are allowed to have salty opinions.
Not in this house.
Get wrecked, Jason. Breath of the Wild was a bad game. Breath of the Wild was a bad game.
You are out of your.
I would not say it was a bad game. I would say that it was mediocre compared to the standards they set for it.
Also, Christian, if you're still watching, yeah, that comment was for you. Breath of the Wild was a bad game. Thank you so much for letting me borrow your Switch to play it. I am actually excited about this game. I'm excited about this game, and I wasn't for Breath of the Wild. I hate the stamina mechanic, and I hate the weapons breaking mechanic, and I cannot believe they left it in.
The one complaint everyone had about Breath of the Wild, no matter what side of the fence you were on, was they hated the weapon breaking mechanic.
It sucks so bad.
Let's get real.
Hold on. This is how they could have fixed it and how they may fix it, because we don't know everything. Give me a chance to fix it. Oh no, it's breaking soon. Let me get to a blacksmith. And
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a broom, I guess not. Those can break. I don't mind if the broom
But
breaks.
swords would break in one enemy, and that's not cool. No, I hate that. I hate
It's a video game in a
it's a
fantasy
video game.
realm.
I need to live out my power fantasy of destroying everything that comes into my way. Why do you think I play a monk? I want to punch everything until it dies.
I was one of my favorite things in Breath of the Wild is just being a little gremlin.
Yeah.
I will straight up, oh, there's a goblin camp, and I will go up higher than the goblin camp so that I can swoop in and rain death on my enemies. And
That's what we want to do in our Legend of Zelda video games.
Yeah. There were some things I liked. I liked going into the mountainous areas. If you didn't have something warm, you would freeze. I liked going.
I did too. I thought that was a good mechanic.
I liked going into the volcano and almost burning to death because I wasn't prepared. I liked those things.
Look, I am so excited for Tears of the Kingdom. I did something that I never do.
You pre-ordered it, didn't you?
Oh no, I did not just pre-order Tears of the Kingdom. I pre-ordered the OLED Nintendo.
Are you serious?
That comes with Breath of the Wild. That comes with Tears of the Kingdom. Yes.
Ooh. Wow.
I have never bought a theme-specific system in my life. But that day apparently has come, and I'm all about it. So
does it just get here wet?
what?
Tears of the Kingdom. Does it just get here wet?
I don't want to hear this. I really don't. I don't understand.
I mean, if you're really on brand, if you're committing to the brand,
I mean, the
it
next thing
has
you'll be
to-
telling me
It
like
comes
a
in
game
a
like
container like Gamer bathwater.
yeah, exactly.
next thing you'll be telling like The Last of Us has a better story than Breath of the Wild, which that's right. I'm coming for the throat. This for a game I like. I did that for a cheap shot.
I have my issues with The Last of Us, but how dare you? How dare you say it doesn't have a good
I
story?
dare, because you walk up in here with all this Zelda slander.
This is not Zelda slander. Let me be very clear. This is Breath of the Wild slander.
Obviously, she likes Zelda.
Anyway.
I'm literally wearing Zelda earrings. I love
This
Legend
is
of
my
Zelda.
birthday present to myself.
I love it.
May 2nd, baby. Let's do this.
Okay.
I am still very excited for it. Make no mistake, I am still very excited for it. I am still going to play this game.
I'm gonna steal someone's Switch.
You can come over
Okay.
and play on my Switch, and then I can kidnap you to play Switch. Anyway,
That's absolutely fair. All right. Any other video games or games of any kind?
No, besides E3. No, that was it.
no, just a quick. It's not even much of a story. Alive, the old Super Nintendo JRPG that came out many years ago, obviously because it was on Super Nintendo. It was exclusive to Nintendo Switch. It's been exclusive for a year, and now it will be coming to other consoles and
we're
everything
getting a
like
port.
that. Yeah,
Nice.
it's not much of a story. That's just what's happening.
Yeah.
So if you didn't have a Switch and you still wanted to play it, you can now play it.
Speaking of which, Last of Us Part 1 on PC is getting its first update for its port.
Hey.
So now all of your faces will be correct. Moving on then. Do we have any movie news, Jason? Maybe
I
a television
do.
show, that sort of area.
Okay, yes, actually, I got one I'm very excited for this week because I get to use the first video of the show. Now, it's no secret, I love the giant monsters. And one of the little-known giant monsters, I don't say little-known, because y'all should know about it. We got Godzilla, but you know what? A long time ago, there was a big old space turtle named Gamera, who will be coming to Netflix. We got a teaser for this Gamera Rebirth a couple months ago. This will be a 6-episode series on Netflix. One thing about Gamera they've always focused on, Gamera is all about the kids. All about the kids. So it will be focused on some secondary characters who are children. We will be seeing 5 other kaiju in this movie as well. I had the date for Gamera to come out. Okay, I lost the date. If somebody could help me out anyway. Actually, I don't think we have a date yet. But anyway. Gamera not as successful as some other giant monsters out there, but well-known fact, the breath weapon that he uses was developed by the same guy that developed Godzilla's.
Ooh.
Who actually recently passed on at the age of 88. Which, yeah, I'm trying to find my Gamera Rebirth. Here we go. Oh, I didn't have anything. Oh, that's right. There is no date. That's what I was looking for. It will be coming out in 2023. To the Netflix screens, and Netflix keeps finding a way to hang on.
Just hanging on by their fingernails.
Because it was almost it this summer, I'm telling you. But then it's like, Jason, giant monsters. All right, what you got?
Yeah. They got me with Sandman season 2.
Yeah, I mean, that was clearly the one.
Two things from the chat. Christian said, the Ark of Zelda, the story in Breath of the Wild is literally, don't go your own way and find your own identity. Listen to your dad, which is correct. And Sir Crass said, I got some movie news. Did you know they're making a Mario movie? Boy.
And no Coral care about things. Studio Inji will be working on this series as well. So it looks fantastic from the trailer, okay? It's 3 elementary students who will be playing these secondary characters.
Oh, cool.
That somehow just going to keep ending up where Gamera is when he's fighting giant monsters. But if you wanted to watch a big flying space turtle that breathes atomic fire and rocket boosters come out of where its legs go. Yes, he does pull inside of the shell and traps.
Doesn't he like spin in a circle? Or
he does. That is an attack. Yes. The Gamera here will have like longer flippers. And, I didn't show this, but
I can't decide if this is the best thing I've ever heard of, or if I want to shut down.
Because along with television series and movies and everything come brand new toys, and SH Figure Arts in their Monster Arts line, which is a very, very renowned line. The monsters look great now.
Of course.
They're coming out with the Gamera for this series right here with the glowing tummy and big old claws. Look at him.
That looks really cool.
He's got fangs. I love this. I always love Gamera, especially the redesigns. CGI is the way to go, with these. I mean, we're getting all the Shin Godzilla and everything. This looks really good. I am a Gamera fan.
He looks like a turtle from D&D.
It's funny because Nate, satellite member of the show, we're actually relaunching Ultimate Heads. I got him a Gamera figure for his birthday because I was like, you're a Gamera fan? When we find each other, we just know. Anyway, Gamera Netflix, sometime in 2023. We do not have a release date yet, but I am excited for it to give me all of the giant monsters destroying everything in their step.
Movies? TVs?
Oh, yeah, I got movies. All right, so this is just the year for my nostalgia to be sated.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
Just sate it all. We have another trailer for Knights of the Zodiac. It looks so cool. We also have a date. It's coming out May 12th of this year. So don't bother me that day. I'm busy. But I cannot express how excited this trailer has me. We see all of the characters that we were hoping to see. We got better shots of Athena. We got some of Seiya's teacher. And I was sitting there trying to I know some of these armors, and I've been trying to figure out who some of them were, because I'm I already know some of them they have to put in here at some point because they're his best friends and stuff like that. The one I didn't expect comes at the end. We get a nice glimpse of Phoenix Iki, who is the brother for my favorite character. So that's going to be fun. just, I don't know. I'm so excited for this. It looks really good.
It does look really good.
I had to say, when I was watching the trailer for this one, that I'm not vested in this. I don't care. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. I care now, which is what a trailer is supposed to do to you. And I am all about this. Looks fantastic. I couldn't get it to where the armor is.
Yeah, that's fine. Please go watch the trailer after the show. It's really good.
I'll post a link to it, but I was trying to get it to. We're still trying to figure out this new system we use. But yo, for somebody that look, we go to toy conventions all the time. Her thing is Knights of the Zodiac figures.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's her thing. I'm always like, I'll keep my eye out for them. Never was really a fan of the cartoon. Damn sure wasn't a fan of the Netflix reboot. But this live action,
it looks really good.
And like,
I mean,
I'm still so excited because this trailer has me really, really hyped, but I'm so nervous because it's still a Hollywood film. Like, Toei Animation has their hands in this too, and that's what's giving me hope, because Toei is the studio that owns it. I'm like, please let it be as good as this trailer.
Yeah, I will say their CGI looks really good, and that's a very good sign.
Yeah.
Because we've had some, I don't want to name names, but major studios putting out some really garbage CGI lately.
Yeah. And everyone that, like, has...
DC is like, is it me? Is it me? It's not DC. It's fucking Disney.
Yeah.
well, some people have been fired there, so,
Yeah, exactly.
you might be seeing some changes with that. But yeah.
Yeah.
It looks good.
We will see. I really love who they have cast for Seiya, the main character. I think he embodies the character very well, which is important, because he's the main character.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. We have to move on.
Moving on to my nostalgia bait.
Oh, your nostalgia rate.
26 years ago, Brandy's Cinderella came out. Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella with Brandy and Paolo Montalban. They're coming back in The Descendants as Cinderella and Prince Charming. The Descendants, I haven't really watched a lot of it. It's like the kids of Disney heroes and villains. So like Maleficent's in it, and I believe she's played by Kristen Chenoweth, which is amazing. And it's kind of an interesting concept, right?
Yeah.
And so they brought Paolo Montalban and Brandy Norwood is her last name back as Cinderella and Prince Charming, and look how cute they are. This isn't even news. This is just this is so cute, and I love that. That's my favorite version of Cinderella. That and Ever After. Just they're so cute and they're so wonderful. That, and very, very briefly, Matthew McFadden from Succession got cast in the new Deadpool movie. And if you only know him from Succession, you don't know that he absolutely has comedy acting chops. He was in Death at a Funeral in 2007, which is an amazing British comedy, and he's an amazing actor, and I'm so excited to see whoever he is in Deadpool 3.
Funny thing, we also learned that Blind Al and Dopinder will be coming back as well.
Oh, good. Okay.
We kind of knew Blind Al was coming back because her and Ryan Reynolds go back and forth on Twitter, and he can't hold water, especially with his good friend Leslie.
Exactly.
So we knew she was coming back. So
Yeah.
happy about seeing that.
Yeah, and happy about my favorite Prince Charming coming back.
I saw a post on Twitter about this, saying like, just a bunch of people saying that now I have to go through like years of Descendants lore so I can watch this.
Because I've never given a shit about these movies before. Absolutely. All right, Jason, do you have another one?
I like how everyone in the chat is also like going off about the cast of Saint Seiya. Actually, that's a pretty good cast. I mean, Sean Bean, the guy's name, I'm not familiar with the actor Monte Kenyo, but also one of my favorite actors, Mark Dacascos, is in this. I did not know that. Like in the story of, I always wanted Mark to play me in the story of my life.
Who is this?
Mark Dacascos. He's like, brown skin actor, not unlike me. Anyway, where are we going with this? Were we moving on to some television news?
We are moving on to whatever you have.
I have something.
I do know who that is. Yes. Okay.
A series that I am actually very excited for. way back in the 90s. I'm just going to go ahead and say that, the late 2000s. The late 2000s, there was a little show called The X-Files, which gathered a very huge cult following, spin-offs, movies. David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson, childhood crush, by the way,
Same.
were lovely in this show. I was absolutely a fan of it. Well, they're going to reboot this is kind of a developing story because the studio was asked about it, and they have said nothing, which is usually a sign, yeah, we're doing something, but The X-Files is getting a reboot. Now, normally I'd be like, oh, God, no. What are they going to do? How are they going to mess this up? But then they do something and announce that Ryan Coogler of Fruitvale Station and a little movie called The Black Panther lore would be heading this reboot of The X-Files. And I'm trying to stay calm on this. Now, there is, they have already said some stuff about, oh, well, they're looking to diversify the cast. Yes. There was talk a couple of years ago about rebooting X-Files with, like a Lower Decks kind of show. With the agents that handle the kind of goofier.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much.
They tried this with, what are they called? The dudes that Mulder goes to everyone's
That's the spin-off. Hold on. You will not speak ill of the Lone Gunman.
Yes, I will. I will absolutely.
Okay,
do that.
maybe I'm a show for that show.
They're
okay,
not.
I'll be on that.
No.
Anyway, we're talking like this is very early stages. It kind of leaked out. No one's saying anything. I would have been less comfortable if someone had said like, oh, we absolutely have no plans to do the X-Files. But this was actually acquired in the Disney Fox buyout.
Oh, okay.
So, we've talked about it on the show. Disney will not look any money in the face and turn it away. They're going aliens here. We've already seen them get back into Predator. They're just going through that catalog right now of what can we do, what can we work with. So yeah, X-Files, Ryan Coogler is probably under some, pretty luxurious contract with Disney. And probably some other projects down the road. I'm excited for X-Files. But you better have David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson in this thing at some point. I know, yes, they left, but anybody that says, oh, you shut up.
I have one big thing that's scratching my brain. So the original X-Files, seen every episode, obviously, was magic because of the screen chemistry of Dave and Jillian. Absolutely, that was why. The show is occasionally very good, occasionally extremely mediocre. It was the magic of them. They were amazing together. So I feel like this is going to be one of the most intense casting processes that you can have. But when you get that done, then you really don't have to worry about the rest of the show.
Yeah, this is clearly going to be like a Shades of Grey casting where there's like no chemistry. They don't have to have that.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
I mean, I have a list of actors, but
There's a lot of people that could. It depends on chemistry.
But they've also shown with these projects giving a lot of new actors, a lot of new
Yeah,
blood. Like
absolutely.
with Prey. Absolutely fantastic movie. I loved it. New actors.
Yeah.
Like I said, I want to marry that girl and change my name to her last name.
Exactly.
So I'm excited. I like the X-Files. Bring it on. This is preliminary. Since they went on and said, no. What do y'all? No. We're not going to answer any questions. I'm going to say yes. This is being developed. Of course, Disney would. If they have the license for X-Files, of course they're going to do something with it.
Yeah. Their only other big mistake, besides bad casting, would be moving the relationship too quickly. Because that's the other magic of the X-Files and why it was able to go so many seasons is they're not like, and have sex. They were friends and they were coworkers and they were everything to each other.
Tension.
But there was tension and they didn't go 4 seasons and then they're together, which is what ruined so many shows.
Yeah.
We do have a question from the chat. I wanted to go ahead and just get that. What are y'all's thoughts on Pokemon anime finally replacing Ash and Pikachu? Let me start that.
Is that
off.
real?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
The new anime.
Oh, I thought it was a
Ash
joke
won-
about
no,
how
he
you
won
couldn't
everything.
do the X-Files
First
without
off,
doing
Ash
Jillian. I
can
was
go home
trying to figure out which one was
and
Ash.
answer the CP, and his mom can answer the CPS where her child has been for years. I have problems with Pokemon. Like, I'm just trying to imagine my son walking out the door. Later, Dad, I'm going to enter into an animal fighting league, and I'll be gone for, I don't know, how many years was Ash gone?
Technically, he never aged up, so
We're not going to go with the
Yeah.
never age thing.
many years, because he went all
Pokemon
over the
was-
world,
So,
just
but
walking.
Started in the early 90s, right?
I'm going to go ahead and say,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
30?
say he's
Yeah,
probably
30.
gone 5 to 6 years, which,
Minimum.
5 to 6 weeks would be a problem for CPS. Just saying.
But also, like, he's like, later, Mom, I'm going to go look for tigers in the grass, and then I'm going to train them.
Yeah. So
That's
I'm
what
actually-
he's doing.
I'm actually happy they're moving on to some new lore. Because
Yeah.
there is lore for it. I mean,
Yeah, it's been great following Ash's journey, but now that he's finally won, which,
He won Master Pokemon Expert.
yes, totally. we're gonna
Y'all,
go
I
with
don't
that.
watch these shows.
He won world champion, so yeah.
There we go.
And I think that was a great ending for his arc. And then they had like a little anime that like tied it up nicer. It'll be fun to see these new characters and see if there's any connection with Ash, because the female character that we have for our main character, her little beret, is the same symbol from his hat. So
Did he do anything else with his life, or?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
apparently he didn't get an education.
Okay. That's, I mean,
He
know,
also
keep-
has a Charizard.
so-
What education does he need?
exactly. If I have a dragon, I don't need to finish high school.
I'm
Or
waiting
middle
for
school,
the- I'm
or
waiting for
apparently
the show,
elementary school.
30 years from now, with where is Ash now?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
He's like,
But it's the behind the music where he's like, get this camera out of my face. He rips off his.
Pikachu just in a cage or something. Oh, I'm sorry. Never or gets
And
never let
What do you
out
think a
of the
Pokeball is?
Anyway,
So, okay. Where were we anyway?
Pokeballs are cages.
we're still doing movie news, I think, and I've got one. I've got
Go
more.
for it.
So, because I can never go too long on this show without talking about the man, the myth, the legend, Junji Ito. We have, yes,
I'm so excited when you say that name.
Whoa.
we are, Fangoria Studios is bringing us bringing us the first of 3 adaptions of Junji Ito's Blood-Sucking Darkness.
That is such a metal name.
Yeah, I know, right? They want to do 3 movies going over like 3 of the stories in it. The first one they've announced that we don't know anything other than that. No, we do know who the writer is, and it's going to be Jeff Howard, who did The Haunting of Hill House,
Ooh.
which I'm very excited about. That I like how he handled that show.
I do too.
Ito is also going to be producing it.
Good.
He's very, very excited. To quote him, Fangoria Studios is going to adapt my manga. I'm so excited to see how it will turn out. I hope I get to see the trailer in my dreams tonight.
Love it.
He's such a little golden retriever boy. I love him so much.
Yeah.
That cover is.
Yeah,
I knew it. I knew it when you sent that. I knew it was
Yeah.
Junji Ito.
yeah.
I couldn't see his name, but I knew it was him.
That cover is creepy as
That
hell.
that
I'm just saying.
that's the least creepy cover I could find.
Oh yeah, you've shared
I-
some very disturbing artwork.
Well, like I
It's
try not
sick
to.
and twisted, man.
I try not to get the scariest of the stuff, but it's really hard. Junji Ito's just got a knack for it. I'm sorry.
He made the back of a cat scary.
Yeah. Oh, that whole story is messed up.
I need to read more of his work. I love him so much.
Yeah. If you haven't read his work, please go out and find some. The Junji Ito collection is still on Netflix. I think they are decent adaptions of his stories.
It's very
You-
hit or miss.
It's very hit or miss, and you will never get the same fear factor that you get from reading it because he is a master at visual storytelling.
Yeah.
I'm looking distinctly at Amigara Fault. Oh, yeah.
I had a conversation with somebody recently about like what effect the page turn has on a viewer, and how when you're controlling your own experience of the story, how that is so much scarier than it being presented to you. We had a 30-minute argument about it. It's really interesting though. Okay.
Highly recommend Junjiito.
Anything you can get your hands on, and a lot of it, if you just look up the name of his work in the PDF, you can find it.
Yeah.
It's lovely. Jason?
Okay, I do have one more.
Okay.
Of course, we broke out the new trailer for the Power Ranger special Once and Always that's coming up. I had questions about it. I love it. So ready for it. But I had questions of like, where was the original Pink Ranger, Amy Jo Johnson? And is Jason David Frank, did he have a chance to film in this before his tragic passing? Both those questions were answered this week because a lot of fans started attacking Amy Jo Johnson and basically making up their own narratives online. Oh, she didn't accept for money, and there was just a lot of slander, and the actress chose to reply. Sorry, I'm getting my. I'm changing over my picture here, but she basically struck back at him. She said, "Please stop saying I didn't do the reunion because of the money. Simply not true. Maybe I didn't want to wear spandex in my 50s, or I couldn't go to New Zealand for a month, or none of your beeswax." She also said that she confirmed that she and Jason David Frank turned down the opportunity to be in this this Netflix special, but she said, "I am excited to see my pals David Yost and Walter Jones rock it though. For the record, I never said no. I just didn't say yes to what was offered. But other fun stuff is in store. Look forward to watching my friends kick some ass." So, childhood crush. Once again, we're going to bring that in there. I did want to see Amy Jo Johnson in this. I would love to see her return to the role. But if the actress chooses not to return as a character, that is their choice. So, to my community of Ranger fans, give her space. Seriously. She chose not to do it. That's her decision to make. I wouldn't want her in this role in anything less than 100% wanting to be on board and excited to play this character. If she didn't, it's her choice. And that's, I mean, come on. It's been...
Yeah,
The internet can be real brutal, but we also need to remember that while these actors are beloved and we grew up with them and everything, they're still people.
That's what I was going to say. If we can, get on our little soapbox for a moment. Actors don't owe you anything. They don't owe you being in your favorite projects. They don't owe you liking your tweets or being interested in the same things you're interested in. They don't even owe you agreeing with your interpretation of a character. Like, they don't owe you that. I will say they owe what we all owe to each other, which is not being an asshole. Aside from that, they don't owe you anything.
And don't get me wrong, I love Andrew. I love Andrew Johnson. Not creepy at all. Anyway,
No, this is very normal behavior.
I'm not going to sit there and bash the actress because she did not want to return. Like I said, y'all know I am a Power Rangers fan. I would love to see her back. But if she didn't, that was her choice to make. Doesn't mean the door's closed forever. And yeah, she doesn't tour the convention scene a lot as much as some of the other Rangers do. But she's had other acting roles that she's been in. Felicity, she's had a music career. She recently did dress up as the Pink Ranger and perform some songs with guitar, which also So yeah, it's disappointing, but I'm not gonna love Amy Jo any less because of the decision she chose to make. Yeah, that's my. I think I got one more.
I do. This is probably my favorite of the evening. Joe Manganiello, who is a certified D&D fan, expert, amazing. He plays Archon the Cruel, who is in D&D canon now because of the Hand of Vecna. There's some Critical Role stuff that he's done as Archon. It's absolutely amazing. He is announced to be running a Dragonlance TV show. If you don't know what Dragonlance is, it is a series of, I think at this point, over 200 novels that are intricately connected with D&D. There are there are mechanics in D&D that are also in the Dragonlance universe. They have 16, I believe, modules for D&D. Joe Manganiello is an avid fan of D&D, but also of Dragonlance, and he is going to be running a television series produced by Wizards of the Coast, and so I can only imagine it's going to be extremely accurate. He's going to be running a TV show. The only thing that I don't have is where he's going to air it. We had a guess, I think, before the show of probably Amazon Prime, based on the fact that they're doing the movie, they're doing all the Critical Role TV shows and the Critical Role movie, so it's probably going to be Amazon, but we don't have that confirmed at this point, at least not that I could find. He did recently call Dragonlance the Star Wars of D&D.
Ooh.
I have no idea what that means. It may be just that it's you cannot escape the genre without hearing of Dragonlance. I've read a couple of the novels myself. They're really fun. Raceland is my favorite character, who's voiced by Kiefer Sutherland in the animated movie. He's a sorcerer, and he's very... Actually, I think he would technically be a wizard. I think he's called a sorcerer in universe, but I think he would be a wizard in D&D. He's very weak and coughing all the time, which makes me think that he would be a wizard. I'm super excited. This has been promised to be the next Game of Thrones, which every fantasy series since Game of Thrones came out, I think, has promised to be the next Game of Thrones. I will say it's a little bit higher fantasy. There's magic pretty much from the beginning of the first novel, which is Autumn... Oh, I don't have it in front of me. It's like Autumn of the Dragon Twilight or something like that.
That is.
It's not that.
That is still one of the most fantasy things I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I spraying my eyeball, rolling my eyes, and you said the next Game of Thrones.
I seriously, every single fantasy show. It is higher fantasy though. Like it is lots of magic, dragons, all that kind of stuff. And Game of Thrones went extremely light on the magic stuff. This is not that.
I feel like I've read a couple of books out of this series.
I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like everyone has accidentally read a couple of books after the
I would go
Dragonlance series.
to the library downtown Dallas,
Yeah.
and I would be there all day, and I wouldn't check out the books. I would just read them there. So even some of the novels, I would just sit there reading the book all day, and then leave when the library closed. And it was like I was a nerd. Anyway.
I was about to say, my boyfriend introduced me to Dragonlance, so you can imagine how long ago that was. Because I had one of those. No, thank you.
Just outing your book life over there. Anyway.
Yeah, it was high school, I think.
I'm joking. Anyway, yeah, I know I've probably read at least one or two books out of this series. I'm excited.
You've definitely come across them.
I'm all excited for more high fantasy.
Absolutely. And I'm excited. Every time someone announces that they're doing something that they've wanted to do for a very long time or have this level of passion about, I'm always excited. I've seen it go bad. No, I have seen it go bad recently. The Rock was working on Black Adam since 2008. But aside from that, it goes well most of the time. I promise it goes well most of the time. I forgot about Black Adam.
Shots fired.
It was a bad movie.
Yeah, because Black Adam's not a good guy. Anyway.
It's not a great character, and anti-heroes are always hard to pull off, and especially in a movie. I'm not a good guy.
It is a movie I watched.
I did too, on New Year's Eve, actually.
Bring in the new year with Black Adam.
With a terrible movie.
So to get everything, I think we squeezed everything out.
I think we got,
difficulty at some point in the show. What are we doing this weekend? We got plans this weekend?
Yeah.
Do we have any plans on Saturday? Are we getting back on campaign?
No.
What?
Maybe.
Yes, we are.
Maybe.
Okay, so 3 p.m. on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/SCNS Live. It is time to return to some Dungeons and Dragons.
Duggins and also Darngans.
And also,
I'm so sorry.
I know we've been gone for like, we
Applebee's.
skipped last weekend because we did a live show at All-Con. Sorry we couldn't bring that to y'all, but I'm excited to get back on campaign.
I'm excited. We're going to have a little
It is April Fool's Day.
Yeah,
so
so we're gonna have
Fool's
fun.
Day.
there are some shenanigans planned.
Shenanigans.
Duggins and Durgans. There we go.
Duggins and Durgans.
There
Thank
you
you.
go.
Thank
So,
you,
yeah,
sir.
some shenanigans will be happening.
It's going to be fun. It's
Yes.
going to be wild. It's going to be Dungans and Durgans. You can follow us at, you can follow us here, YouTube/SCNS Live. You can find us on virtually every platform: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. What's another? Twitter.
Yeah,
there we
that
go.
one.
All/SCNS Live. But if you want to follow us individually,
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Corodono Art. And
you can find me Twitter and Instagram at The Good Cass. Stop throwing things.
The fan's throwing it off. Anyway, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JasonTheX.
All right. Thank you for joining us. We love you very much. And as we always say,
keep on nerding.
Jason, say it.
Keep on nerding.